Hey, how are you guys? How you doing? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I am Katie Brannon. This is Tea Time True Crime with Katie. Today, for our dark content series, I have a special guest with me. All right, we have a survivor here in our midst, and I'm super excited because I have so much respect for this person. And then when she showed me her story and told me some things, I'm like, I gotta have you on the podcast so you can help other people, like you've been through like so much. So yes, everybody, please welcome Taylor. We are very happy to have her. Now, this is a case that is ongoing, so she may not, explain everything that's going on, which is fine. But yeah, guys, give a warm welcome, put on your earbuds, take a deep breath, because we're in for a ride, I would say, right, Taylor? Are we in for a
Oh yeah.
bumpy ride?
In for a ride. I'm telling you, I should be like a whole reality TV show over here.
Yeah. So where are you from, Taylor?
Originally I'm from Mississippi, a small town called Nettleton. So right outside of Tupelo, Elvis.
Yeah, and what's something that you really like from that small town?
Ooh. Probably the fact that everybody knows everybody. I like the culture. I like that time seems to go a little bit slower.
Hmm.
Those areas of the world that it's just right? I mean, I swear, like you're like, oh my God, it's only been 30 minutes. I swear it's been like 3 hours. But like time just moves so slow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what made you want to share your story today, this evening?
Honestly, I think that I've been told for a long time. So I've like, I've traveled around and I've talked to people. I love to just talk to people, right? So I've never like told my story like in a public platform, but if people ask, I always tell it. And I've always been told, Taylor, you should write a book. Like, oh my God, you should write a book. I would totally read it. And I'm like, look, I hate writing books. Okay. I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I'll straight up look at them. I'm like, if you want to write a book, I'll tell you the words and you can write the book, right? And then we'll be bestsellers together. But I've always kind of felt like that deep need, like what I'm going through, what I've been through, it can't be for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like that, dang, like there's got to be a bigger reason. Like there's just like it's all right, like it's happening, it's life, but like there's a reason why this is happening later on. I remember at a young age, man, I was like 17, maybe, thinking like, ooh, I want to help young kids. Because I mean, even at 17, I was, like that's kind of when everything changed. Um, so I remember thinking to myself, dang, like I want to, before I actually started in our business, I wanted to be like a, I wouldn't say minor, but like right there on that cusp, right? Like 17, 18 years old, but for drug rehabilitation, for
Wow.
trauma rehabilitation, except for children. Uh, just kind of being like, hey, this is kind of what happened to me. This is the road I took. Don't do this.
I got you. Wow, that's actually pretty incredible, Taylor. Honestly, I forgot to do a disclaimer, you guys. ADHD is real. But yeah, warning, we may talk about subjects that are not nice and could hurt somebody. But remember that, no one is ever alone. And if you need to have any care or professional help, I mean, I'm sure Taylor agrees that it's out there. So warning that viewer discretion is advised on this podcast. So with you being only 17 and you're just so selfless, that tells me that you already went through trauma,
Oh
that you already went through a lot. When did, I guess to say like the ugliness, when did that start? Like to your perspective, that you really
yeah.
felt that it really changed you?
17. Before
17.
before 17, it was it was rough. I had my childhood, like, oh, I hate life, like 16, you're 15 years old, your mom doesn't let you go do something. But when I was 17, my mom had a massive brain aneurysm.
I'm so
Uh,
sorry.
you know, and it was about 10 minutes after I talked to her on a Sunday morning. She woke me up. She woke me up for church, said that she was going to go get a shower and get ready. And she was my snooze. So it's like, fun fact about Taylor, never have I ever woken up to alarms. Okay. The post I posted on Facebook about that, me being the crazy alarm lady, for sure. And I still don't wake up to them, right? Still didn't back then. So she woke me up. She was my snooze button. And then my grandfather was going to wake me up. You know, he would be like, all right, time to get up. Like, it's been 10 minutes. And I remember him yelling, wake up, and then I fell, call 911. Boy, I jumped out of that bed so fast. But when you have a massive brain aneurysm, you're dead instantly. So technically, like your brain is flooded. But we didn't know that. So like she's on the bathroom floor, and I'm giving her CPR, and calling the ambulance, and ambulance passed our house. So then I sprinted down a half-mile driveway, gravel, barefooted, had stone bruises. Guys, those are real things. Please wear shoes if you're going to be on gravel. Always, always wear shoes. You get like, but that's probably where it changed. That day at June the 11th of 2017, I think is the start of the next decade almost.
Wow, June. That is that's a lot, Taylor. I'm so sorry. That's really traumatic. And a brain is aneurysm, they really don't even have causes for it anymore. So if you go on Google and it's kind of like God was like, "Hey, I need an angel right now." And he took your mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Technically, actually, fun fact, brain aneurysms are genetic. So
really?
I don't think a lot of people actually know that, but they are genetic. They're passed down. They can be caused through stress, and you need to go and get MRIs, and they can usually detect them late 20s, early 30s, but they are passed down
Duly
through
no duly
generations.
noted. Let's get a MRIs done, and let's see. Like, wow, the more you know.
Yeah.
That's yeah, that's hard. Did you have any siblings while growing up, Taylor?
I have three sets of parents.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, so my biological mother was raised basically as my sister. She had me when she was a teenager, so her mom raised me. So that's my mom. So my biological mother's parents are what I consider mom and grandfather. And then
Wow.
I have my two aunts along with my biological mother. So I'm kind of like the niece slash sister aspect. We got a weird funny family dynamic. Okay. I'm like the niece slash sister. And then my biological mother and my dad that adopted me have a son. And then my biological father and his wife have two children.
That's a lot. Everybody writing this down, keeping up. I mean, I'm
Like, you
oh my
better take
God.
notes, man. This is why everybody was like, Taylor, you should just write a book. I'm like, there's a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you still can write a book, Taylor. You still can get like a ghostwriter, you know.
Katie, I might just take your podcast and be like, here you go. Write this book, man.
Just write the book.
Write the book.
Yeah. So everything that has been happening, it just seems like darkness happened when you were 17. And it
Oh,
seemed like it kind of consumed you because it also got you into not a nice person, as I can say, right? Somebody that entered your life and was not very nice to you. He treated you like garbage, I would say.
oh.
I mean, I'm being nice about it. When you told me the stories, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying?
He was one of many. Honestly, I met him 2 years after I left Mississippi. So there was 2 years in between where I traveled around the country.
Yeah.
I lived on the streets. I shit. Like,
Yeah.
like there was 2 years and then I met him. Right. And
Hmm.
when I met him, I think that I was already like what I tried to be, ghetto.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
of course.
I was like this, I've been on my own. I'm a badass. Like, can't nobody tell me what to do. I'm
Period.
young,
Period.
period, like F off, right?
Yeah.
I very quickly learned that is not how life works. Um, but I think that that also is a good trait to have too, in a sense, right? At a certain level
Yeah.
of not care.
Well, I'm curious. So you mentioned that you traveled all around. So what was one of your favorite places to travel to? Like, what is a good memory that you have?
I think I have a lot of good memories. I think that during that time period, my
Mhm.
favorite place that I lived was North Carolina.
Okay.
I think Carolinas are absolutely beautiful. I still have one of my best friends from North Carolina. I love her to death. I go back and see her and I'll make the 13-hour drive. It is what it is. But I mean, I remember memory wise, one of my friends who is no longer with us, Rip Joey. Mental health is a real thing, guys. Like for real. Like if you are struggling, please reach out to your friends. So he's no longer with us, but I remember us going and as kids we would tour. There was an abandoned bomb factory, and this bomb factory it was made back in like the World War II or so, and it's just like this old factory. It's been abandoned for so long, like so long, right? And so we would go and we would sneak in at nighttime and we would just tour this abandoned huge bomb facility. I mean, different stories. There was underground tunnels, and we would just go there. I remember one time where we had spray paint, and we didn't like do graffiti, but we would like spray paint, and this girl spray painted her hand. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? And I remember that same night I freaked everybody out. I wanted to scare everybody. So I was like, all right, watch this. So I broke off from the group. We were like maybe on the sixth story, right? We broke off from the I broke off, and in these factories, like there's homeless people that live in there. You like literally you never know what you're gonna find. Like there's like gang wars and all kinds of weird stuff that go on. So I like break off. I'm like, I'm fixing to freak some people out, right? We had a group of maybe 15 people. Broke off into the corner and stood there for about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. And then I just started screaming. I mean, screaming. And I mean, everybody just started running. And I was like, I lost my crop that night.
Yeah. So you had like
But
one of those guttural primal screams
oh yeah,
that we
oh
all
yeah,
hear
I
about. It's like you get everything that you've been through, like your trauma and everything, and it just came out
oh
like
yeah,
and
so
everyone freaked
wailed.
out. Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's a kind of noise like if you guys have never been through that, I do appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's cool, but I feel like we all go through that horrible guttural
Mm.
primal scream that we can't really do it on command. I mean, I feel like it takes a lot to do that, you know? And that's really sad that you had to do that, you know, because the only time you hear those guttural screams is grief, right? Like horrible grief. But I feel like you just always had yourself together. Even though you've been through a lot, I felt like, no, I'm going to keep myself together. I'm going to keep myself together. I'm just going to, but then, you know, your body's like, no, I got to get it out. Like,
I think to the outside world, that's so important.
yes,
Something I found in life is that the people that you think are the happiest on the outside are really the most not on the inside,
Robin
right?
Williams.
And I'm like, I'm a firm believer in that. Like, I feel that all the time, and that's like the thing, especially in our business, right? People are like, Taylor, you're so happy, you're so like giggly, and I'm like, you have no idea. You
Oh,
have no idea, and not necessarily in a bad way, but it's
no,
like
no.
I mean, people go through things,
Absolutely.
and people have memories. And like you said, people have those traumas, but it's like that is a real thing, like keep your people close. They're not always as happy. And sometimes that's like almost a trigger. I'm like, are you really this happy? Are you? Right? You never really know what somebody's thinking. And kind of that brings me back to, I guess, guy, we'll call him Kris. That's what we'll
Okay,
call him. We'll call him Kris.
Chris. All
It's
right.
technically like I don't know, part of his name somewhere, like a nickname, you know.
Okay,
Um,
I got you.
so
Yeah.
we'll call him that. But I guess that brings me to that, right? Like you never really know somebody's true colors, and as much as you would think you do,
Yeah.
right? And people change. People change over time. Um, but I mean, ultimately, you have to keep yourself straight first, right? So, like when I first got to Georgia, that was actually about a year after that abandoned bomb factory. That was just us being kids, you know. That was us like playing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny how your play self actually turns into reality later on down the line. It's almost like you predict your future, right? And so in that way, like when I moved to Atlanta or Georgia, I hadn't moved to Atlanta yet, and I actually wasn't even with Kris. That's not how. Like I was actually with a guy that I actually liked. I actually liked this guy, right? We lived. Okay, I liked this guy. I was also on drugs and living on the streets. I liked this guy, and we, you know, were homeless. I stayed in a couple hotels and, you know, parking garages and stuff like that. And he actually ended up, apparently, had a warrant out for his arrest. And I'm like, so there's bounty hunters, those still exist, okay?
Yeah.
That come to the Starbucks that we're at and arrest him in front of me at this Starbucks. And I am like, I don't know anybody. I'm looking at these guys that are arresting him. I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, we're at Starbucks. What are you talking about? Like, I'm
Yeah.
so confused. I was like, I don't know anyone. What am I supposed to do? What do you mean he has to give me his stuff? I'm so confused. And so they took his ass to jail. They took him to jail. Okay, right there in the middle of Starbucks. I'm like, I'm in the middle of Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know not one damn soul other than my drug dealer. Not one soul. And so I'm standing in the parking lot. I call him like, he got arrested right in front of me. I don't know what's going on. I'm in the middle of Starbucks in Atlanta. Can you come get me? So he'd come and get me, and then he had driven me because I my whole plan was to pay the bail money. Right. And I know that, okay, look, if you're listening to this right now and if you've literally lived on the streets or, okay, or you live in any kind of area, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Like, I just needed to pay his bail. Okay. So I got with the drug dealer who then introduced me to Kris, in which Taylor was like, made a deal with the devil. Right. I said, hey, I need to pay this bail money. I need someone to help me do so. We work as a team. I pay the bail money. I then leave, right? You get your cut. Okay.
Okay.
So at first,
Kris loaned you the money
no,
for the. Okay.
no, Taylor had to work for the money.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
no.
Oh yeah, Katie, there are so many things in the world that happen. That's what I'm saying. Like I know how the real world works. This little bubble thing that we live in Primerica or like all this other, like, it's a nice little bubble. Don't get me wrong. But 98% of the population does not live in this bubble. They live in this bubble. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the girls that sell content. You know how many, I'll get to that. I'm at a 13-year-old, Katie. She was 13. She had been with her pimp since she was 11 and been on crack since she was 12.
And is that from Georgia or
Oh,
Mississippi?
yeah. No, that's from Georgia.
That's
That's
from
from Georgia.
Georgia.
This is
So,
off. So Kris is the George. Kris starts Georgia.
so who is the person who got the warrant out for the arrest at Starbucks? Who was that? Was that the boyfriend at the time?
That was the boyfriend at the time. His name is Parker.
Parker. Okay. And what did you find out what the warrant was for?
So his ex girlfriend, I honestly, look, I was on a lot of drugs. As far as I can tell, his ex-girlfriend and him had gotten into an argument, and she had pressed charges on him for, I don't know, taking something from their house, maybe, I guess. I don't know, that he said was his because they had lived together, and he ended up just being in for like 6 months maybe, and then got out. And I was like, all right,
So you're not exactly sure what he did. You know what I'm saying?
not exactly sure. No, I know he didn't like kill nobody, and like, but like
Right. So, I
it
mean,
was some kind of like petty argument shit because like his girlfriend was also like 18, and we were also still, we were still young, and his girlfriend was 18, and then her parents got involved, and her parents were not having it, and I'm like, good God.
yeah. Have you ever, before you went down this road, did you ever talk to your father and tell him what's going on, or just like it seems like at 17 everything just changed?
No, so at 17, I was in Mississippi. Then I left Mississippi. I went to North Carolina. I
Got you.
turned 18.
Got
Then
you.
I left North Carolina. I went to Michigan at 19. Then I left Michigan and went back to North Carolina slash Virginia area. And I'd stay like Ohio, West Virginia, South Carolina, like for maybe a week. So I wouldn't call it living there, but
Got you.
I would stay there, right? And so then I went back to North Carolina at 19. 19, I left North Carolina and I drove, and I was going back home to Mississippi to live. I wanted to live with my dad that adopted me. I still consider him my dad. And then my biological mother lives there as well, right? Um, so I remember calling. I had on my way from North Carolina to Mississippi. I'm 19 at this time, and I'm in the mountains in Georgia. And I crashed my car in a rainstorm. I hydroplaned because I was on a donut tire, and it was a really old car. It was a winter beater. I'd actually got up in Michigan, um, and I crashed it and like completely totaled it. I had no money, didn't know anybody. I had one aunt from my biological father's side that I had met one time in my entire life. And she lived about 3 hours south in Georgia. I called my biological mother, who lived 4 hours west in Mississippi. Like it's not that long of a drive. It's like 4 or 5 hours, right? When I called my biological mother to tell her that I crashed my car and I needed someone to come and get me because I just wanted to get home, she told me she was drinking and watching football and she was not coming to get me, that I needed to figure it out.
Okay.
I then drove the totaled car that was smoking to the subway, the next exit down. And the subway manager bought me a hotel room and an Uber. And then my aunt, whom I had met one time, came to pick me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. She lived in a single wide trailer that had like rats. And one day I woke up because I didn't have a bedroom. So I stayed in the living room. And one day I woke up and I had a rat in my hair. Like I have long hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my
Beautiful.
hair is hanging over the couch and I had felt something in my hair, and I went and slung this rat across the living room floor. And so
New fear unlocked. Holy moly. You're lucky
and
it didn't bite you. You know what I'm saying?
yes, yes. I'm like, ugh. And so the next day I left. I left and I stayed with this girl who again I'm still friends with today. Um, her name is Shelly. And so
Shout out to Shelly.
yeah, shout out to Shelly. She moved me in with her and her boyfriend and her two children at the time.
Oh,
And so I helped, take care of them. And then I met Parker. And then I met Parker, kind of got on drugs, and yeah. Here
I got
we
you. I got you. So you fell really hard for Parker. You did.
Oh yeah. I think it was a lot of trauma too. Like I was literally like like for example, when I lived in Michigan, just not even a year before, the guy I was with had OD'd me on pills. So So he had came up from Virginia, actually. He lived in Roanoke. I told you, I was like, yeah, I lived in Roanoke for a little bit.
Wow.
He drove up to Michigan and we packed all of my stuff. I was literally leaving with him to move in with him, like just get all of my stuff and drive back down there. I mean, there were, I don't know, 3 or 4 Ambien, couple Xanax, couple Adderalls later. I blacked out for 2 days. We had all of my stuff packed. And then I woke up and he was gone 2 days later. I woke up 2 days later. He was just gone. Never heard from him again. To this day, never heard from him again. And so,
Did he give you that cocktail?
oh yeah. I mean, it wasn't necessarily like a drug cocktail. It was,
That's a
yeah,
drug cocktail.
let's
I had a half.
no, see, I can't blame it on that because I was also young and dumb and I was like, sure, let's go.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? But what I didn't realize is that I was also a child. And when I was like, sure, let's go, the things that you were giving me were for a 90-pound girl. You are a almost 200-pound man, muscle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't calculate nor did I register, but it's like I'm never gonna blame anybody. And that's what I'll always tell people. I'm like, even now, it's like if I meet people, I'm like, you can't blame somebody. Like you ultimately you did the drug. You know what I'm saying? Like in that scenario, like yeah, if he would have roofied my drink, that would have been one thing.
yeah,
But he's
yeah.
like, yeah, you want to take some pills? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know the regulation.
So this is the guy before Parker, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what is his, what would he name him? Like
Clark.
Clark. All right. So if you could talk to Clark, if he just came out of nowhere and saw how amazing and successful, which, my listeners, Taylor, I'm so glad she's here because she is such an inspiration. Like she is beyond successful in an amazing marriage, owns her own home. Like you would not believe any of this would happen. So I'm so happy she's here because I don't want people to blame their circumstances on why they are today. So I was gonna say if Clark was here and was like, baby, I'm so sorry with everything that happened. I love you. I want to talk to you. What would you tell Clark if you had a chance to talk to him?
Uh, honestly, I've never really thought about that, you
I
know?
felt the chills, girl. I
I'm
got
like,
chills on
ooh,
my body. Like
I don't know if I'd like, I don't know if I'd look at you and just be like, bro, fuck off, you know?
I was hoping you would say that. Like I swear to God,
Like, be like,
or like I'm
I'd be
sorry.
like, I'd probably be like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm sorry, huh? I'm like, okay, actually, let's play a game, okay? See, and I got a dark sense of humor. I don't think I'd ever do it, but it's like I'd be like, let's play a game, you know? How about I give you some pills and you just take them,
Mm,
and then how about I come and pack your house up for 2 days, and then disappear and never talk to you again?
that's
You
really
know, I'd be like, let's play that game, you know? But I mean,
cool.
ultimately, I think really if he ever and honestly, like it's 2025.
Yeah,
That was 2019.
yeah. It's
I
not
have
that far
never,
away if you
I
think
have
about it.
never heard from this man again.
Ah,
Not
so
one time have I heard from this man. And I've tried to look him up. Years ago, I tried to look him up. I know his name. I know about where he's from. I've tried to look him up.
is
I
he
can't find him.
resilient like you or like a little worm? I can't get the vibe.
You said what?
Is he like resilient, like street smarts, or he's just like a coward, like a little worm, besides how he treated you? You know?
Well, I mean, he was a profound businessman. Like honestly, he was somebody you would never even knew had an issue like he
Mm,
did unless you
okay.
knew him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? He's one of those. Like he has a nice condo, he's got nice cars, you know what I'm saying? Like you just like he was composed business guy, you know?
Mm.
Like respectful gentleman, you know? And so that's when I'm like, I don't I hell at this point I'm like, was I dreaming the whole thing?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't dreaming the whole thing, but you know, I don't. I mean, from what I remembered, he, other than that incident, um,
Yeah, but that is like, Taylor, that's like some really hard shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like hardcore. Like that would like leave an impression on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because like he gave you hope and then he like just ripped it like away from you. And I think that is awful.
yeah, I mean, I remember waking up 2 days later, like, what the fuck? I looked at my phone. I was like, how is it 2 days later? It's like, this is not real. What happened? What, what's going on? I went up to my aunt, man, I was so mad. I ended up taking an entire bottle of pills after that. I woke up. I was so like discombobulated. I was so like, he's gone. It's 2 days later. Where have I been for 2 days? Did I die? This is crazy. This can't happen. I swear I just went to sleep and it was like Tuesday and now it's like Thursday. This is not real. Like, this can't be happening. Why are my boxes still here? I'm supposed to be in Virginia. I don't know what's going on. My aunt comes in the room. She's like, did you take your medicine? Oh my God. Bro, I looked at her. She left the room. I got the entire motherfucking bottle. She said, I just got it refilled. I dumped that bitch out in my hand. And she came back into the room. I got that bottle. I dumped it over. I said, there, I took them all. Are you happy now? And dropped the bottle. she said, she said, fuck. And then grabbed my arm and took me to get my stomach pumped.
So you're a cat, right? I think you should.
I think so.
I
I
think you
think so.
identify as a cat because like the average person would not survive.
The
Like,
average person wouldn't like get hit by a car walking down the road either on the way home from the state fair.
what? You got hit by a car too? Oh
Yes.
gosh.
That was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh my God. We were walking back home from this to our car from the state fair. And this lady, like, I'm walking and this lady is driving. She has the entire road. And she hits my ass. I clean wiped that mirror off of her car, scraped it. And I just remember I looked and then I turned and then my cousins were behind me and my cousins and their two friends were behind me and I just turned and I just dropped and had to be fucking on an ambulance and some kind of straight board thing,
How fast was she going?
like 35 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I texted my boss because I had to work the next day at Starbucks. I texted my boss a picture of me in a neck brace in a hospital bed. I had to have my cousin take the picture and type the message. And I texted her, and he texted, he was like, I'm not going to be able to come in with a picture, like a current real time photo. I was like, I'm not going to be able to come in. I literally just got hit by a car. She said, well, you need to find coverage for your shift or you're getting fired. I said, fuck you. I said, I'm not coming back anyway. I said, find coverage because I won't be coming back.
Oh my gosh. Where is the, oh my God, Taylor, are you okay?
Huh.
Holy moly, we will get this figured
It's
out.
corporate. Who cares about that?
That's ridiculous. I'm so sorry you're treated that way. So I'm interested in like the Chris guy because I feel like he was older, right? He
Yeah,
was
he was.
older, so he was some kind of like a mentor in a way, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, so he
In the
was
beginning, I feel in the beginning, and then he just turned straight ratchet. I guess we can say that.
straight, I mean, worse
Ratchet.
than ratchet. I mean, it ain't even ratchet is a nice word, you know?
Ratchet's a
Ratchet.
nice word.
That's a nice word. What are we talking about?
I never heard that until
I
recently
think
before.
he was 30. He was 30 or
Mhm.
35. I was 20. So he's about 10 years older than I was. Now, when I met him, my drug dealer introduced me to him as and he had been in and out of prison basically his entire life. He knew the streets. He knew Atlanta, right? Atlanta, Decatur. He knew that area. But when I got introduced, it was more of my free will at first,
Okay.
right? It was all right, Taylor's gonna do what she has to do. I'm in the streets. I gotta learn this shit. I gotta survive at this point, right? You don't know nobody. We just to like figure shit out. So I remember it was around Thanksgiving, a little bit, maybe a week or so before Thanksgiving, 20, 2019. So I was still a teenager. I was still a kid. And I remember going and I talked to him about it. I was like, look, this is what I need to do. I need to pay the bail money. You'll get your cut, right? And he was like, all right. So it started off as that. He helped me set things up. He was in control of that. He waited outside, made sure things worked. I did what I was supposed to do, and we got paid, right? Uh, so the plan was to get the bail money, and I would talk with Parker on the prison phone every
How much
night,
was that bail
and
money?
like a couple grand, couple grand. But when I have to pay for the hotel, I also have to give people a cut. I also have to eat. There's like not much money left, you know?
So,
And
I mean, I'm not trying to insinuate, and if I offend you, please, please forgive me. So you were in the you were trafficked, essentially.
yeah. And
Okay.
at first of my own free will, right?
At
Because
first.
I'm at first of my own free will, right? Because like I was like, hey, I need to make money. This is how I was told. This is the only option that I have presenting itself at the moment for a 19-year-old girl in the middle of Atlanta that's also on drugs and has no car, no family, and no place to live. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're all faced with choices and we have to pick. And I made my choice, and then it turned into not so much my choice, right? Because if Taylor's making a lot of money
Yeah.
and Taylor's been with you for a minute, Taylor's providing for you, and you don't got nobody else, well, we're going to keep Taylor around, right? So,
How did you escape?
actually, I left a couple of times, and then I came back, and then I left, and then I came back. And then I wanted to leave again. And then a police officer found me and arrested him. Right. So there's like so many series of events that happened. Right. So, I mean, there were times where I had tried to leave. And I mean, I remember him picking me up by the neck, throwing me on the floor, picking me back up, and like choking me until I saw stars because he was on the bed, like sitting on top of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mentioned leaving. There, like I mentioned it. So don't maybe I don't want to leave. I don't want to call the cops. I just want to get out of this room. I don't want to.
Any of the any of the Johns say anything, or they just treat it like it was just business? Like
Oh, well, no, that's a way of life down there. That's a way of life. You know what I'm saying?
any of them
Men come in,
any of
no.
them like
I had one guy try not to leave, and I almost like stabbed him with a broken glass bottle. Like I had a glass bottle. I was like, I will hurt you. You better get the fuck out of my room.
okay, so you had like the opposite of what I hear, because I hear that, Johns can be a little rough, because this is going to sound kind of wild, but a lot of men are desensitized. You could blame pornography, but I mean, I blame a lot of other things. I mean, they're into some weird stuff now. It's not just the beautiful, what, God gave us. That's not enough.
Yeah.
So they want more. They want like choking and all that. So
Oh
nobody,
yeah, we ain't doing that. I hurt a bitch. I heard a bitch. And also, I will say, listen, you'll find some people who traffic people who don't give a fuck what happens to their people. And as much as Kris was like an awful person, I will say that the only person that ever hit me was him. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, as awful as he is, I'm not dismissing anything, but I will say I had it better than other people that I saw.
oh my gosh. That's what you have to
You
think
know,
about too. Yeah, other people. So not only you, but you also saw some crazy, crazy shit.
oh yeah,
That,
yeah. I saw plenty of girls, and I kept my mouth shut.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I have friends in the trade and like, but it was voluntary. They also went into the business. And of course, I am supportive of that. It's the oldest, it's the oldest employment in the book for us women, unfortunately. But there are women
Yeah.
out there that do enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? There are
Yeah.
women that do love it, but there are women out there that have to do it just to survive. So I hear
Yeah.
different stories that kind of makes me feel better that you never like had this crazy John that didn't want any crazy stuff. You just,
Well, there were people who wanted it. Did they get it? Absolutely not. Like
oh,
they
nice.
were trying to get a broken glass bottle in the face. you know, like okay, I will take this back. Actually, okay, I had one guy who I never slept with. He didn't want to sleep with me. He was handicapped, but him and Kris were like in this thing, like I don't know, something. It was more so with drugs than it was with like sex. And I remember this guy in a wheelchair. Like you would think a guy in a wheelchair can't lock you in a room. Yes, the fuck they can. Okay. Yes, they can.
Oh my God.
Also, if they have AK. Okay. You got an AK and you in a wheelchair and you lock me out 1,000%. We stand in this room. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely not.
An
That's probably the craziest John that I had. And then,
AK-47?
oh
AK-47?
yeah, I had like, oh yeah, like shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was like, absolutely not. I mean, he's in a wheelchair. How else is he going to defend himself? I guess, like what's happening,
We're
right?
not laughing at disability, disabled people. We're not laughing.
No, no, we're not. We're laughing
We're
at this
not.
man specifically because he was on drugs and he's a bad person and he was in a wheelchair and I can
Exactly.
make fun of him because of the bad
Period.
things he did, you know? Um, but no, and then I remember the cops banging on the door and because I had called Kris because I was like, he won't let me leave. Like, and I just had to be really fast. Like, he won't let me leave. Like, I need to get out. Like, I need you to do something. Like, he won't let me leave. I can't get out of here. He's like trapped me in the room. I'm freaking out. Right. And so Kris had called like the cops or whatnot, like as an anonymous, and the cops come and banging on the door. Well, the cops open the door. I run. I just fucking run. I was like, ain't no way. I was like, cops weren't looking for me anyway. I just needed to get the fuck out of that room. That was probably the craziest John, but that was more so like drugs than it was like that side of things.
Wow. So that is wow. To start this amazing journey of Taylor, I was like, we're doing like a fluffer to like make sure that we can talk about what happened recently, but now my mind is like blown. I was like, it's already insane, girl. I am so
Katie, that's not even half of it. You want
I
to know why I
know. I
never
can feel it. Like my heart is like so tight right now. I was like, "Oh my gosh." So, I wanted to have you on because you are literally a survivor. Like you're in the middle of a court case right now with Kris. There are lawyers involved. It's serious. He tried to kill you. So, if you want to explain as much as you can, how did that day start? Was it you were working or you stopped working at that time or
shit. We didn't. What do you call work? Okay.
Okay, good
What do you
point.
call work? I
Yeah.
lived in a single cab at that time. I lived in a single cab U-Haul pickup truck in the parking lot of a gas station. I ate one time a day at the Checkers down the road. One time. One time a day at the Checkers down the road. Maybe I got some twin snakes from the gas station, right? Um, but I remember that the night before, I had actually, like I said, I left a couple of times and I always came back. Why? Because drugs. I went back, right? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know anywhere else. I don't have anywhere else to go. Like, this is like,
What
right? So I
what
always went back.
what was the drug of choice, if I may ask?
Mostly cocaine, but meth, ecstasy. I mean, the only thing I didn't do was crack and heroin, but I mean, I have scars on my legs from cooking the shit.
Mm,
Um, I didn't do them. I made them,
ouch.
sold them,
Yeah.
but um, no, I remember the night before was when I decided that I wanted to leave. And honestly, I was so doped up, I couldn't even tell you the exact day. I think it was like May the 12th, maybe
Yeah.
April something. It was around Easter. I know it was around Easter sometime, like around those days. Maybe like April the 12th or some shit. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Either way, I remember the night before I had gotten down to maybe like 75 pounds. Uh, and I could see every bone in my body. Like Katie, you already know I'm a small person. Like I'm a
Yeah.
capellini spaghetti noodle, but you could see every bone in my body. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
because
on
I'm
my neck.
tall and I was like, I can throw you like a land dart, Taylor. Like,
Yes,
I mean, like
yes. But
dart.
imagine me being 20 pounds smaller than I was right now.
That's not healthy. That's not healthy.
Right. And so it got to the point where I remember I would like move. And I can't feel it now because I have cartilage, but I would move and I would feel my bones scrape against each other. And
Oh,
you
God.
could hear it. Like I could hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like inside my head, I was like,
I didn't even know, I
anytime
didn't know that
I
was
move,
possible. That's wild.
oh, yeah, like that shit, yeah, it's bad. Well, because like when you don't eat and you're on drugs and then your body starts literally deteriorating from the inside out. Like that's like the best way I can describe it. So it's like my shit was like gone. And I remember I had called my biological mother because like I've been on drugs for 7 months, almost a year now. Like I've been doing this. You know what's happening. That's the funny part. Everybody knew what was happening.
But nobody helped you.
Ooh. No, because Taylor was on drugs. Why are we going to help her? That's exactly what it was. Taylor was on drugs. Why are you going to? We're not going to do this. We don't want to get involved. You know? Now, I had called her and I was like, look, I need some help. Like, I called my biologist. I was like, I need it. Like, find me somewhere. Get me out of here. Like, do it now. Like, I am going to die. Like, I feel like I'm dying. And so she did. She called, she found a rehab place. I'm like, well, it took you long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you for helping now. I'm trying to be appreciative, right? Thank you so much. And so she got me into a rehab and she's going to come pick me up the next day. So I talked with him about it, right? And I was like, look, I need to go get some help. Like, I'm not going to leave you, da 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 da. Like, I think you're awesome. Like, you're a great person. Like, still want to be with you, blah, 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 blah. But I need to get some help, right? And I needed him to hear what he needed to hear because I needed to also get out.
Yeah.
And so all was fine and dandy. And then the next morning, we wake up and my biological mother is supposed to be coming to Georgia to pick me up. So I then was supposed to be meeting my aunt at at this church. He was going to drop me off to meet with my aunt that had the rats in the house. That she was going to meet my mother, so like meet me. And I remember seeing her truck, and he just kept driving, and I was like, no, like there's like go, like let me out, like I'm supposed to be meeting with them. He was like no, I want to meet your mom, like I want to meet your mother, I want to be the one to drop you off. I'm like, whatever, like, and I mean I can't get out and we're in a fucking moving car, like I can't get out, and I don't even know where we're at. And so I remember we kept driving, and he called somebody on the phone, and I thought it was my mother. And he was talking to somebody. He was talking to a woman. Like I heard somebody on the phone.
Hmm.
And he was like talking about meeting up with them with me. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna meet my mom. Like we're gonna trade me off. Da 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 da. And I'm thinking all is fine and dandy, right? He's on the phone. He's talking. He's doing this shit in front of me, talking. And to this day, I still couldn't tell you who he was talking to.
Man, nobody
And
there.
so
You
no,
think,
there was somebody on the other end of the line. I heard them talking back.
and you couldn't tell if
I know
that was your mom or not?
I know it wasn't my mom, but I know it was a woman. It was on his phone, right? Because he had broken my phone. I didn't have a phone. He had broken my phone when he had already pushed me out of a moving vehicle one time already.
Oh my
You
God.
know what I'm saying? So my phone is already broken. He's on his phone. I can hear him like he's driving. His phone is on his window side. I'm on the passenger side. I can hear him talking. I can hear someone else talking, but I cannot make out what they're saying. And I don't know who it is. I think it's my mother because he's talking to this person about meeting them with me in a couple of hours. What I think is happening, right? I think we're going to meet with my mother. He's going to drop me off. I'm going to go to rehab. He's like, I'm excited to meet you, da 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 da. Again, I think he's talking to my mother. We then go to this pawn shop. We go to this pawn shop, and then we are sitting there. I have to sit in the car. I'm not allowed to get out unless I'm allowed to get out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in the car and I get on his phone because I'm just gonna like check. I was like, I'm just gonna check to like see how far she is. Because I don't have my own phone. So I go and I get on his phone. And then my biological mother had texted on Facebook and was like, where are you? Like, what's happening? I need you to answer. Like, why are you not answering me? And I texted her back and I said, he just talked to you on the phone. We're meeting in a couple of hours. What are you talking about? Her exact words back to me were, no, he didn't. He is going to kill you. Get out. So,
I just had chills throughout my whole body.
and so
Oh my God.
um, I remember then he came out of the pawn shop and starts walking back to the car. And I remember he like looked at me. He goes, what's wrong? And I just looked at him. I was like, you lied. You lied. And he goes, you know what? And I was like, you lied. Like you never talked to her. I want to leave. Like you lied. You lied. And so I get out of the car and I grab my purse. Oh shit. Okay. I get this little bitty purse and I get out of the car and I walk to the Checkers that I went to once a day. They knew me, they knew my order. I am a creature of habit. Okay, so they knew me, damn it, and I walked over there. My mother called the police and told them, where I was because I had texted her. I was like, I'm walking to the Checkers. And so she called the police, told them to come and get me because she was hours away. Well, I go up to the Checkers and I'm like, hey, like, we're at a traffic intersection. So there's like a traffic light, there's a gas station. We're in the middle of fucking Atlanta, Decatur. There's a traffic light, gas station, store, Checkers, gas station, like all in this intersection. It's busy as shit. And so there's like at least 15 people outside this Checkers. You know what I'm saying? Like just sitting outside. There's no inside. And I go up to the window and I'm like, hey, can I use your phone? I was like, I need to call my mom. And so they give me it's like a house phone. It wasn't a cell phone, it's like a house phone thing. And I call my mom. I say, hey, I'm at the Checkers. Like, let them know that I'm here. This is what I'm wearing. She was like, all right, call the cops. Let them know that you're there waiting for them. So I get off. I call the cops. Say, hey, my mother called. She put out a thing for me. I'm like, I'm here waiting for you guys. I need you to hurry. And so then I call my mother back because I was like, I don't want to just stand here. So I call her back and I'm talking to her and I see him drive past in the U-Haul truck. Because before he had already, like before I even got on the phone walking over to the Checkers, he had followed me over. Like, I want to kill myself. Like, don't leave me. Like, you can't leave me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, if you want to kill yourself, go kill yourself. But like, I don't want to do this right now. Like, I want to get help. Like, that's what I'm doing. And so I had called everybody. I see him drive. And I'm on the phone with my mother. I said, he just passed. I said, he just drove by. She's like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, he's probably just leaving. And I watch him do a U-turn in the middle of traffic. I said, he just turned around. I said, he's coming back. Like, he's coming back right now. And he pulls into that Checkers, man, slams that driver's side door open. He gets out of the car. Who the fuck you talking to, bitch? You calling the cops, takes the phone out of my hands, throws it through the Checkers window, grabs me by the neck and like drags me to the car. And then like I'm like over the back like the driver's side in the single cab, and he's like pushing me in the car and grabs my feet and flips me over to put me in this car and to put me in the truck. Gets in, slams the door, and skirts off, right? Grabs me. I'm sitting up. I'm like, I want to get out. Grabs me by the neck, starts banging my ass against the window, has a knife and puts it up. He's like, you want to die, bitch? Like, if you want to leave me, we're going to die. Like, you think you can leave me? You think you can leave me? And I'm like, I don't want to die. Like I'm just like screaming, like I don't want to die. No, like I love you. Like I'm sorry. Like I'm not gonna leave. We go to this park, and it has like you keep going, and then there's like this back service road that like eventually leads to like those satellite towers. You know, I'm talking about like the satellite like cell phone towers or whatnot. So we drive down this back road, and then he takes another one and goes up into like the hills where the satellite towers
No.
are.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my God.
we're like wrestling this entire time inside the cab of the truck. I'm trying to keep the knife away from my neck. My head's being slammed. I'm just being thrown around like a fucking rag doll at this point.
Did
And
anybody from Checkers call the cops? Did anyone?
oh yeah, yeah, I had called the cops. I mean, there were multiple witnesses. The cops were already looking for me
Yeah.
before he even got me. Like they were on their way to get me
Yeah.
at that time.
But I mean, I wonder what those Checkers employees were thinking, you know?
Hell, I just shit. I don't know at all. Probably like, what the fuck is going?
But
Honestly, that's probably not. It's not the craziest thing they've seen. I saw one girl get her head chopped off with an axe. Katie,
Taylor,
that man, that was one of the first things that he made me watch. A girl 2 miles from where we were staying. They brought her to the woods. She was about my age. He said, do you want to know what happens to girls that look like you without guys like me? Watch.
she was still
And
alive.
I watched them hold her down and struggle. There were 4 guys, like they held her down and they chopped her head. Pop, pop, and then grabbed her hair and held her scalp and held her head up.
I'm sorry. I just like I wasn't ready for that. It sounds like a horror movie, you know?
Yeah. Her brother then put a pickaxe in one of those dudes' heads, and I had to watch that one too.
So she was trying to leave too.
Yeah. Not my guy, but she was trying to leave another guy. She was about 2 miles away from where I was. They found her in the woods.
My God. So she, thank God. So she was already gone, right? Because I hear,
No, no, she was alive. They just found her body after they chopped her head off with an axe in the woods.
so when they like they scalped her, you know, because you said they lift the hair up. So
Yeah, they just held her head up. Like they didn't like hold her ears and hold her head. Like they like laid her down on the ground and chopped her head off
like
with an
that.
axe.
So not even like have her like lay on her stomach. It was on her back.
No, no, there was one guy that held down her legs, 2 guys kind of held down her shoulders, and one guy fucking chopped her head off. You know,
It was one
like
whack.
two. One, and then it was like the back of her vertebrae, like her neck, and then it was another, and then they picked her head up by her hair and like dangled it in front of the camera.
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
No,
Uh,
I mean, I doesn't like, I'm like so desensitized to it. I'm like, well, like me getting almost stabbed to death, I ain't like nothing compared to what like she went through, or like some of the other stuff that I've seen. I mean, it's bad, but I mean, that day, like he drove up to the cell phone towers, and I mean, we wrestled. Like I fought. Like we were out of the truck, in the truck. I was upside down, like, don't kill me. Like I don't want to die. Like I'm just trying to like comply. Sometimes I'm trying to like fight. I'm like, I don't even know how I did not get like fucking
I don't
like
either. You have
bad.
like a shield around you, girl.
I'm
I'm
like,
not even kidding.
well,
You
no,
have like a shield around you. Some kind of
nobody can
protective
tell me that
force.
God doesn't exist. Yeah, nobody can tell me that God doesn't exist. Nobody can
I
tell me
think
that
it's
there's
your
not.
mom. I'm sorry. I think it's your mom too.
Yes, yes,
I'm
Katie.
sorry. I can feel
Yes,
her. I can feel her, us talking this conversation.
yes. I've always said that. I'm like, you know what? I know that heaven's real. I know God's real. Is like because I was straight up my mom. Because when we got done, like we wrestled for maybe 15, 20 minutes, like of me, like everything I had. Like, and I had little wounds, don't get me wrong, like nothing bad, nothing that like made scars or like anything too, too
Okay,
dramatic.
so like the superficial wounds, kind of,
Yeah,
because
like from the
because you were
knives and
holding them
stuff.
back.
No,
You were holding them
yeah,
back.
yeah. Like I didn't like there wasn't any like really bad things that like stuck around other than like burn scars. Like he cooked crack one time and spilt it all on me. Um, like all over my legs. And yeah. So the sleeve that I have on my thigh, like that big sleeve portrait that I have on my
Yeah, I
thigh,
love that sleeve. Yeah.
that covers up scars.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, of
So like I have
course.
scars on the top of my thighs from burns.
My God. That is like I had a whole bunch of questions and now my head is like I should have just wrote it down. Like honestly,
He's
viewers
like,
and listeners, I wanted, Taylor to be here because I have Taylor, are you there?
yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if it got anything. That is crazy.
I was like, I don't know what happened. You
The
disappeared.
It's just the energy. Something from the afterlife. Let me
They
see.
said, okay, you're done.
I'm being honest. Somebody from the afterlife. It might have been that girl. Holy
What girl?
crap. I'm not trying to
Oh
freak you
yeah.
out, babe. I'm not trying to freak you
Oh
out.
yeah. Maybe she just does not like us talking about her. I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but like rest in peace.
Yeah, because I don't even see your face anymore. And let me just check the document because I don't think it saved any of it. It completely turned off everything. It was the Yes, I do apologize for the instant cutoff of the actual podcast. Honestly, you guys, it literally did cut out on its own. What I saw that probably you guys did not see is the Zoom box, right? But Taylor's face was absolutely black. I could hear her voice, but it was black. My face was fine. But then Zoom completely crashed. Just completely. So as I was like talking and like, hello, hello, you heard me say that. That's because I could not see Taylor at all. I did feel a very strong energy that really could have been transference, honestly, with as corny as it sounds, the afterlife. We're talking about some heavy, heavy subjects here, especially that young girl. Who knows? Maybe she just did not want to talk about us, or we kind of brought her back in that podcast. Maybe her death wasn't even solved, you know? It's tragic. I did double check with Taylor to make sure that I can actually put this on the podcast because this is some serious stuff. This is not playtime at all. This is horrific in a lot of ways. Taylor agreed that she does want to come back on, probably in like a month or two. So during that time, she also had a great idea of, if anyone has any questions or comments, to contact her, which I think is really awesome. If you guys have any comments for Taylor, please leave them down in the comments section below. If you do not want to, you're welcome to straight up email me at teatimecb@yahoo.com. I promise I will check the spam because there were so many messages in my spam. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm sending positive energy, guys. That was just really intense. About to drink some tea right now. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. I really do appreciate you. And I'm going to talk about, a shout out in just a moment. Again, I just want to say that, I just wanted someone here on the podcast to share her story, and I had no idea the story was like this. I just wanted her to, share awareness that, you can live your best life no matter what your past is. And as you can see, like, her past is intense. It's insane. Yeah, beyond insane. So, Taylor, if you are listening, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Definitely appreciate you. And I look forward to having you back again. Appreciate you guys listening to the podcast once again. I'm doing a shout out for Emma Petitt. She wrote a book called Thornmark, and it is a really good book. It's very, very good size. She's actually one of my agents, and I run my own agency, and one day my own brokerage, if you guys want to know that. Any questions or comments, you're welcome to contact me as well. But yeah, Emma Petitt wrote this book, and it is so good. You will fall in love with the characters, especially, Wren, W-R-E-N. And I actually met someone named Renly. Yeah, Renly recently. It was really, really cool. This is fantasy, and there's like a love story in it, and it's just very good. I'm very proud of Emma. And I just found out she's writing her second book now. Like, congratulations. I will have the description in the link in the description below. Support independent authors. All right, this is her dream. She's always wanted to write a fantasy book with fairies and hollows and monsters, and I really think you need to check it out. So, and of course, queens support queens. Like, come on, we help each other. So again, pick this up. It's on Amazon. She also has her own business called Hideaway Creek as well. She has really cool like merch, and one thing I like is she does mystery bundles too with other books. So she's really cool. She is an Aquarius queen, and I am mighty proud of her. So do not forget to pick this up. This is Thornmark by Emma Petitt. All right, and of course, as always, remember, you are doing better than you think. Bye, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye.